You're still watching TVC Breakfast. Now, women's reproductive health is a cornerstone of gender equality, public health, and human rights. Ensuring that every woman has access to safe, affordable reproductive care is essential to their anatomy and well-being. Reproductive choices are deeply personal and should remain in the hands of individuals, not always restricted by laws. Now, joining us in our Abuja studio for this conversation is Country Director, EPA's Nigeria Health Foundation, Lucky Palmer. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Very well, thank you.
Good
morning, Nigeria.
Yes, it's very beautiful to have you on the show, and this is a very important topic. This is a topic that really interests me because I'm a woman, of course. And when we hear reproductive, a lot of women do not really understand it. We know that your foundation is doing a fantastic job with just telling women about their reproductive health. But I just want you to break it down for me this morning. When we speak about reproductive health for women, our market women, how do we really explain this to them for them to even understand their bodies?
I think first of all, it should start from a very young age. Every woman should understand their body system, especially their reproductive system. And I think the basic fact is that everybody, not only women, everybody should have freedom on what happened to their body and what their body can do and cannot do. And also have the right to say when I want to have something to do with my body or not. But it's a bit more particular when you look at women, because it's only a woman for now that can get pregnant, for example, but that woman should be able to determine when she wants to get pregnant. She should not be forced to carry the pregnancy out of her wish. She should be able to determine when, where, and how many times she wants to get pregnant. Because pregnancy itself is a very risky journey, and that's why in Yoruba they will tell you when a woman just gives birth, because it's a journey that is tedious. So every woman has the right to determine when she wants to have a body. Every man should be able to say, you know what, you cannot touch my body. It's my body, it's my right. I can determine what to do with my body or not. So we need to provide education for our young girls. You have to start from small. You start from menstrual period. How do you understand even the cycle as a woman? Because all that also impacts on your mood, your body system, and all of that. I'm sure you can identify with a lot of that.
Yeah.
But basically, right now we're talking about should there be a law that regulates a woman's body when there is no law that regulates a man's body? I think that's where the conversation now becomes a bit more tedious and a bit more challenging, because the issue of individual morality now come into play, and some of us, either individual or group of us, want to impose our own morality, our own definition of morality on every woman in our society. And I think women should not be singled out as the one to carry the burden of other people's morality in society.
It is quite interesting that you are a man and we are talking about women reproductive health, and somebody around the studio here just said, his wife is enjoying. That's just an aside. Let us go to the meat of the reason we're here. My question is, what are the most common reproductive health challenges that women face at different stages in life, and how can they be prevented or managed? Okay,
so one, as a young lady, as an adult going on, I think the 4 challenges you have to do with your menstrual period. When that starts, your body changes totally. The woman you begin to wonder what is happening to your body.
Yeah. And
that's where the counsel of the mother, the counsel of the counselors now come into be. Because from there on, it means that woman, that young girl had changed, and had changed at least until she probably entered menopause. In terms of the way her body challenges her every month, and now she has to take up her body and react to that. And there's a huge gap around even providing education for adolescents on how to manage themselves on menstrual hygiene. And when you now move, and what does that mean? That also means that that woman, that young girl, that adolescent, now can become pregnant. And then the question is, there are different challenges when it comes to pregnancy. There are different challenges in terms of the future that every young girl wants to aspire for herself. So the 4 challenges around menstrual cycle, educating them about that, and not telling them, you know what, now your cycle has started, you can't become pregnant. You don't have nothing to do. For me, as a young girl, I want to become a doctor. So I don't want to have children maybe until I'm 21 or until I'm 25 or until I'm 30. It's a choice. So we need to now begin to talk about how do you access contraception, which is meant for you to space your children or pregnancy you want to have. Maybe before I get to that, unfortunately, this is a very early morning show. Maybe I can't go into too much detail, but at adolescent level, the moment you start having menstrual cycle, you're going to become sexually active, whether I want to agree to that or not. Your hormones, your system is triggered, and you are interested. The interest does come to you naturally. But then how you control it now have to do with the issue of giving the children the life skills that we'll talk about, letting them to make the right choices at every point in time. But then as we now move further on, like they tell us those days growing up, and tell our sisters, if a man touches you now, you become pregnant. But that is not the true fact. We need to educate that girl child on what to do, what to expect, and how to prevent it. And one of the areas to prevent pregnancy is using contraception. I think one of the crises we have in our country right now is the impact of unsafe abortion on the women of our country. Nigeria has one of the highest maternal mortality in the world, and a critical contribution to that has to do with unsafe abortion.
Absolutely. Thank you